I need some left-leaning people in my life right now. I need some decent progressive folk to explain something to me because it seems I just cannot make sense of the world anymore. I need them to help me help them, like help each other out. Because from the moment that I was born, from the moment that a doctor spanked my ass to see if I make sounds, I understand that the left is for peace. Okay, like the hippie movement, the let's make love not war, hit the bed and not the floor type of arguments. In the United States, you see students protesting against Rambo. I mean, the war in Vietnam. It was like this theme, this overarching theme that the left is about peace. And America is imperialist, is bad, it's sending troops across the world, it's warmongering. The military-industrial complex this, the military-industrial complex that, right? Like, Blackwater, the war in Iraq. Like, all of these talking points, okay, has helped me understand that if I do not like people being bombarded, then I need to support the left, okay? Because the right is warmonger. The right, George W. Bush going into Iraq looking for oil because he is greedy. He's greedy. The greed knows bounds, right? Like, okay, fine, I understand. Now, this happened in 2016, and it doesn't matter the person that did it. Like, let's assume his name is Satan incarnate, okay? Like, Satan rises from the depths of hell and runs with a platform for the presidency. He rises with a platform. He says, you know what? I want to pull troops back home. I don't agree that the only way America can interact with the world is through military. Massive anti-campaigning against him. It's like, oh, he's with the Russians. He's an isolationist. He's an isolationist because the only possible way the United States can have diplomacy with other nations is by stuffing soldiers down their throat. Okay, fine, but the people voted for him. They're like, okay, we don't want war in Syria. Because I think they might have had a point, like George Washington back in the day didn't get the memo, hey, look, the Ottoman Empire is moving in the Balkans. What do we do? George Washington would probably tell them to fuck off, right? Like, but okay, fine. It's acceptable to believe that America should be the world police. It's acceptable to believe that, yes, America is really worried about the people in Syria, but doesn't give a fuck about the people in North Korea, because North Korea is Tsuyoi. They got strong allies, unlike Syria. Okay, fine, like I get it. But they lost the argument, right? They lost the argument. That people voted for the person that wanted peace in the region. Maybe the person is Satan incarnate. Maybe he's like the worst racist that the world has ever seen, but it seems he doesn't want to bomb brown people, right? Like, he seems to draw a line at that. He doesn't want to just kill people. Like, apparently that's a difficult thing to want right now. But okay, right? So they voted for the not a warmonger. That's democracy. That's why people voted. Okay? Apparently, the people in government were bewildered because they didn't understand, like, the fact that in this situation, a politician actually wanted to follow through his campaign promises. I know, it is beyond baffling. But like they're saying, like, Trump abruptly announced withdrawal of US troops from Syria remains perhaps the single most controversial foreign policy move during his first years in office. The man campaigned on this. It was actually a massive talking point. It was actually why I personally like the guy. It's like, oh my god, the right-winger that wants peace. My brain couldn't compute for a bit. Like, it's short-circuit. You could look into my eyes and you could see that behind the window of the soul, which my beautiful eyes are, something was going on there. Like, the brain was trying to restart because I had the short circuit. I had a small aneurysm. It's like right-winger wanting peace. Okay? Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton was like, oh, no fly zone over Syria. If a single Russian plane flies, we're going to take it out of the sky. Clearly, that's going to be good for the environment. Huh? What about the carbon emissions that wars give? No one talks about them. Let's reduce the carbon by turning off the air conditioning. But like having a war between two major powers, oh, that's fine. Okay, no, you know what, like, whatever. Like, they lost the argument. The peace side won. Peace side won, and I genuinely, like, do not understand, like, this is what Trump derangement syndrome does, I guess. It's like, no, the man needs to be evil from A to Z. Like, you cannot have, like, some nuance. You cannot have some gray area. It's like, okay, he was really bad in this regards, but at least here he didn't fuck up. Like, just admit it. Like, look, if you cannot name a single good thing about a person, then you're an ideologue, okay? There is no person on the face of the earth that is either pure good or pure bad. Everyone has some shades of gray. You know, like, you should be able to at least say something positive about the person. And if you can't just admit, like, come on, you know, at least the man wanted to stop endless war. At least he wanted to stop endless conflict. Like, that's a good thing in my book. You know? It's good for everyone. But no, apparently not. Apparently, the fact that the guy actually wanted to do this baffled the people in power. Baffled them, like the idea of, like, if you are a US citizen, I am willing to bet that A, you don't know how many countries your country is bombing right now, and B, you probably can't even point them on the map. And like, what really infuriates me of this, right? You have some Americans that will tongue police you, and they will say, oh, you can't use this word or that word, because it's racist, it's xenophobic, it's transphobic, it's homophobic, like that. They're very aware about these things. They're very conscientious. But when it comes for supporting or voting warmongers of different political stripes, oh, that's fine. You know, if they happen to drone strike the LGBTQ community in Syria, oh, who cares? I mean, it's in Syria. I can't even point it on a map, right? That's how they think. And like, I genuinely do not understand how they can think like that. But anyway, sorry for the rant. I'm just a little bit upset. I'm a little bit upset, you know, because, like, whenever you go on a forum, it's like, oh, you're a right-winger, you're a warmonger. Here's what I don't understand. Why is this not the scandal of the century? Why is no one just livid about this? You just have, like, some random YouTuber with a mini beanie that's outraged, and rightfully so. I'm outraged as well, but, like, the mainstream media should talk about this nonstop. People on the left and people on the right should be outraged about this. And 8 minutes in the video, I will tell you what you should be outraged about, right? Apparently, people within the United States government lied to the president, right? The American people elected him as a president. Was a Russia interference, right? Like, I understand the election in the United States is a sacred cow. You're not allowed to criticize it, okay? It's sanctity of the election. This guy, okay, wanted to fulfill the will of the people to pull the troops back from Syria, and what ends up happening is the government lies to him about the number of troops. They constantly try to prevent him from doing this. Like, they constantly try to make up reason and excuses, and just so he keeps the troops there. And what I don't understand, okay, what really has to baffle my brain is you're a person on the left, okay? Why do you assume that the same people that lied to this guy aren't the same people that will lie to other presidents? Don't you want to find out who they are? I mean, look, Joe Biden wants to end systemic racism, yes? What if the US officials would lie to him about the numbers and it will prevent him from uprooting systemic racism? Is that not one of your concerns? Do you think that just because they lied with this, they will not lie with something else if they can get away with it? Is this a question? What else did they lie about? And again, like, it's not just whom else can they lie about. Like, maybe they lied to Bush. Maybe these are the people that lied to Bush and told him that there are weapons of mass destruction, right, in Iraq. Maybe these are the same people. But maybe they lie about other things as well. Maybe it's not just this. Maybe there's a multitude of things. Shouldn't there be an investigation? Should there be... I mean, I personally would be outraged, but I guess other people aren't outraged. You know, you go on the Twitter, You go on the Twitter and you look at the tweets that talk about this news, because they have like some sort of comment section over there. And most people are calling Trump a tyrant for wanting to pull the troops out. These people do not like democracy. I want to have a time machine to go back in time to George Washington and stuff that crown on that motherfucker's head and be like, no, you're King Washington now. It's like, no, the American people just can't have, you know, like democracy and election and will of the people. Just fucking take the crown. Take the crown and have the Washington dynasty. And then maybe we will not have these conversations anymore that are bad for my health at the end of the day. Raises my blood pressure. Like, you know, like you have a person that's like, oh, democracy, democracy, democracy. And then it's like, the will of the people. What do people know? Put the crown on Washington's head. Make the time machine, stuff that crown down his head, have the monarchy, and all of these conversations would be useless then. In before some, you know, like, I'm really curious. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get, like, some overlord from YouTube watching over this video to see if, like, you know, did it say something bad? Did it say something evil? Everything I say here is a joke, okay? Don't take it seriously. It's just, like, for entertainment. It's made to make people laugh. You know, like the late night shows, the ones that you look at and go, hee hee ha ha. This is what my channel is about. But I bet, like, the person at YouTube watching this is probably going to laugh alongside me as he's banning this shit. Because it's ridiculous. Come on, it's ridiculous. Is it not ridiculous? Like, you have people that are concerned about tongue policing and social issues, but they don't give a shit when they find out that their government is trying to, you know, have war in Middle East and whatnot. Like, is that not funny to you? Because it's funny to me. I'm telling you this. And you know what's even funnier? Like, apparently this guy who resigns and says it's like, oh yes, we were baffled by Trump's policy in the Middle East, and you know, like we were jeopardizing him every step of the way. And then he says, you know what? Like, his policy actually worked. Like, his approach to real politics on the ground actually worked. Like, this is the article. I'm not making it up. Like, this, like, read it. This is the article. The guy is literally saying we were scared when he came into office. His way of doing things was foreign to us. So we tried to stop him every sense of the way. But at this point, we are going to suggest to Joe Biden that he follows the same tactics because it seems that they have worked. Who gets fired over this? Who loses their job over this? Someone needs to be fired over this. There needs to be some scandal. At least I'm not asking for a massive scandal, but at least Can we have at least that? I need to go with Tim Pool in a room and start getting angry. Like, two angry white men are going to be in a room and going, how is this possible? And Tim Pool will be, I don't know. It pisses you off, doesn't it? Yes, it does. What do we do now? We play some video games. My voice. I lost my voice. I'm like the Little Mermaid, Ariel, when doing a deal with Ursula. I lost my voice from this. It's really annoying. In my opinion, okay, this should be the scandal of 2020. Like, right here. Like, it's unthinkable, you know, for a person that loves democracy and the will of the people. Because, again, it shows that regardless of who gets into power, there are certain people that are not elected which have the ability to lie to the person that's in power, so he can't make the correct decisions. Why would I assume this is only in America? Why would I assume this only happened with Trump? These people need George Bush in their life. That's what I think. They need George Bush in their life. They can't have someone that doesn't have an iron hand. No, they need someone that signs the Patriot Act. They need someone that has foreign intervention and not an isolationist theory. No, they need George Bush. Yeah, that's what they do. I hope after Biden, maybe George Bush can have a member of his family to run again. Same politics, same ideas, huh? A little bit of Christianity. That's what they need. I'm looking at Twitter. If they don't like this, clearly they need that. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the comment section.